Yes, guys, welcome to another Rio Presents, brought to you by Crafted. Joining myself is Mr. Joel Beya and Steve Howson. What are you saying, guys? As usual, we're here. We're live and direct. Wait, what's happening?
Forget about what's happening with us. What's happening with you, bro? I'm seeing you out there at the F1 with Bex, Kevin Hart, Swiss Beats.
Yeah, man. Who else was there? Jessica. Is it Jessica Alba?
Woo!
Rosie Huntington. Yeah, you named a lot of them, man. But no, it was sick. It was sick. I got to say, man. Going F1, they do it different. F1 is on a different planet, different level to all sports in terms of the experience they put on. I was there for 3 days. I was doing some great stuff with Qatar Airways United, which is like a bit of a charitable side of the business, and it's really like helping young kids and stuff, and disadvantaged kids from disadvantaged backgrounds and stuff. But wow, what a weekend, man!
But you look like you dressed better than Bex at that event.
Nah, listen, Bex is clean, boy. He's clean. He's got his stylist and everything out there. Trust me, he's on point. But no, it was good.
Has he got a minute in his day to get on his phone and mess about, or is his day planned out? Does he have like what time he goes for a wee, like in the calendar?
Yeah, everything's a strategy. It looks like it's a strategy. It's all on the minute, all on the second. But like, yeah, he's pristine, man. He's got that suit look right going down to a T right now. Do you know what I mean? I've got the more casual looking stuff. He's got the suited and booted look.
Anyway, Roberto Baggio, talk to me.
Can we just have a moment? Yeah, I've met everyone, right? I've met all the best players from my generation, the generation before, this generation. I've met them all. Yeah. I saw Roberto Baggio there. I don't know what happened, but I got emotional. There was a little watering of the eyes because it took me back to when I was a kid. On my estate, there was a period of time where we were talking about Maradona, Baggio, mate, he was one of the most revered, one of the most loved people where I'm from. I don't know how, why. He's in Italy. Do you know what I mean? He's playing in a different league. The Italian league was the best league then, but what he used to do with a football. Have you heard Pep Guardiola talk about him? Go and listen or read Pep Guardiola's comments on Roberto Baggio. Like,
you get no respect today because he wasn't golden assist merchant. You get no respect today.
Mate, he was a phenomenal footballer. Like I've asked him to come on the pod. I said, listen, please, I'm begging you, please come on the pod. Like, because I don't think even he realizes, how much he is loved by people like me of my generation. Like, I was emotional. I can't even put. I'm stuttering here because it was too much. It was mad.
He's like the ultimate, the streets won't forget player, innit? The ultimate, like.
When you go to Italy and you talk to the Italians and players about him and stuff, mate, when you talk about the best players, he's one of the players they mention. All of them.
Oh, speaking of which, right, thanks for ignoring me in the week, by the way. I sent you that little news article about Veron. Did you see it?
No.
What is the point in sending you stuff?
Wait, the one where he's been he's been banned or something?
Yeah, so I said, let's go get him on the pod because he's clearly not doing nothing. He's been banned for 6 months because his team had to give the guard of honour to the champions and he made all of his team face the opposite way as they came out.
Well done.
I'm so here for how petty that is.
No, I'll speak to Seb. He's a good lad. I've seen him around on the circuit a few times. He's top. What a guy. When he's had a drink, mate, lunatic. Funny guy, man. Funny guy. I've seen him launch bottles across rooms when he's had a drink. Madman.
Horrible. Anyway, before you go into United, did you wear your crafted stuff while she was out there?
Yeah, man. I had it on. I had this on. This is what I had on, man. You know what I mean? And you know, we should point out, by the way, that it's Black Friday. The Black Friday sale is only on until Wednesday. So make sure you go and cop what you need to get, man. There's loads of stuff on there. There's pendants like this one that I'm wearing. I wear this one quite a lot. There's great deals. I think some items are up to 71% cheaper. Like, I mean, that's a very nice little bit of data and a stat that I've just presented to you. But this is the perfect time. Just go and get organised for Christmas. That's all I'm saying. Get organised now. Reduce the stress for the festive period. Because you know what it's like. Last couple of days, you're flying around town, wherever you live. Going, I've got to find this, got to find that. Black Friday's gone. The prices are back up again. And you're banging trouble. So
you guys are starting your Christmas shopping before the 24th?
I know that the list in my house have already been done. And Kate is on the prowl for presents right now. She's pestering the kids. It's mad.
Good stuff, man. Anyway, listen, man, make sure you check it out. It's all about the crafters stuff. So there's something for everyone. Do you know what I mean? Get your bits in now. Make sure you get them in before the 24th. Like, don't be a Stephen Howson. Do it. But anyway, let's move on to the Man United talking points. Now, you came back from a goal down to become the first team to beat Crystal Palace at home since February. I was at the game, bruv. The celebrations were mad. You would have thought United won a trophy. First goal in 25 league games for Joshua Zirkzee. Rio, have you ever witnessed a single moment that's so important for a player? Like, it must have felt like exhilarating for him, right?
Forlan, surely you'd have been on the pitch,
Forlan,
right?
yeah. Forlan's got to be the one. Like, he was someone who was low on confidence. He worked really hard in training. He had like, he's almost like his kryptonite was Ruud van Nistelrooy, who was like the golden child at the time at the club. And he was always going to be second backup dancer to him. So Diego, and he wrote himself into folklore with the 2 goals against Liverpool. And he's fortunes at the football club in terms of confidence and belief, not only in himself, but also from teammates. We could see things in training that make you go, oh my God, wow, he's got a chance. He's a top player. But there are things in his... He had things in his armoury. He was a cold finisher, left and right foot. He went on to win the European Golden Boot, I believe, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he went to Spain, didn't he? Villarreal and Atletico.
Did a madness.
Yeah, he was like a ridiculous footballer, man. Like in terms of movement, he was. You know what he was like? He reminds me a bit like Harry Kane in that he'd done rep after rep after rep. So when he got into position to score, everything looked like it was cultured, and everything looked like it was like precision and. There was a method to it. And it was just like, I've done this so many times. You could see that practice coming out in the way he finished.
Why didn't it work for him then? For that early start of his United, or in fact, his entire United career, he didn't really.
I think it's rude. I think he and I've spoken to him since about this actually, and I've seen him around. And I think having someone like Rude there who he knows he's never starting. No matter what he does, he could come in and score a hat-trick at Anfield and then go to the Etihad and score another hat-trick next week. And if Ruud said he was fit, Ruud would play. What that does for someone's confidence, we talk about players building confidence. It weren't really there for him to do that. But again, then I would suggest then your mentality's got to be, how can I support Ruud and be part of a squad? And I think he needed to probably draw inspiration more. Don't look at Ruud, look at someone like Ollie and go, where can I fit myself in this squad and draw confidence from? And someone like Ollie probably would have been a better kind of reference point for him.
Fergie never got any criticism for moving Forlan on when it didn't work for him at United, and probably was insulated massively by the success, and probably rightly so, let's be honest. Yeah. But if that happened now, where you had a player leave United and go and win the Golden Boot in the manner that he did, we would never hear the end of it.
You look at the likes of, I don't know, it's the same with Salah. Salah leaves Chelsea and goes on to become an absolute world beater with Liverpool. No one's really talking about it. And same with Kevin De Bruyne at Man City. But because those teams that they've left, like Chelsea, continue to win and continue to be successful, no one really said much. So, but yeah, it is a crazy thing. I think Zirkzee, though, when you talk about him, could this be his moment? I don't know. I mean, he needs to play games. If it's going to be your moment and it's a catalyst for a change in fortune at the football club, he needs to continue playing games. And if he's afforded that, then it'll be okay. I mean, listen, the last game, you saw the comments online and it all going like, what's Zirkzee looks way off it, miles off it. I think he needs to play continuously. He done that when he was in Italy, and he looked a much better player, albeit in a different league. But he still had to score goals and be effective in the games, and he was. But the difference in that is that he was playing week in, week out, and knew that he was going to be playing. And that's the difference here. I don't think he believes he's going to play when he's even if he scores a few goals on the run. Because I think he would be sitting there and go, if Sesko's out for another 3 games, and Cunha's out for another 3 games, and I do well, if they're fit, they're probably going to come in and play. That's what he's probably thinking. And I think the manager, that's where the staff come in, and maybe leading players come in, where they're having that conversation with him to build that confidence and that belief that actually, no, this is an opportunity for you. Like, there's a space there. If someone comes and grabs it and really makes it hard for the manager, you got a chance to stay in. Genuinely, these are the conversations that you need.
Wing backs. Manager spoke before the game about there being some anxiety around Dorgu anytime he touches the ball. I don't think Diallo looks anywhere near what I've seen Diallo play like for the entire time Amorim's been here, actually. Mazraoui's clearly better suited to being a wide centre-back than he is a wing-back. I think he's naturally just a full-back, and that we're not going to see that from him. Ahmad, he mentioned that he likes having... Basically, he wants wingers, doesn't he, in those wing-back areas. I've had this mad idea. You tell me how crazy this is, because I know you played with this guy a lot. Vision this. Antonio Valencia in Patrick Dorgu. Could he do that? Because he only did one thing, didn't he, Antonio? But he did it unbelievably well. Stand your defender up, knock it past him, deliver across the front of the 6-yard box.
Rio, before you respond to this, I want to say that I think Valencia was the absolute best at what he did. Steve, you're right. But I feel like Dorgu's got a little bit more to his game, if I'm honest with you, than that. He's not just a head down, run forward, cut it back or cross it across the goal, if I'm honest with you.
He ends up on the ball a lot in our system. And I think the gaffer's right. There is anxiety with him. I don't think he's a ball player. I think you got to utilise what he's got. And I think he's got some serious physical talent. And I think you got to maximise that. And the one player that I think he could replicate in doing that is just not spamming balls into the box, but look at the opportunities that Antonio Valencia created by having that very direct style. And I look at Dorgu and I think he could easily do that.
Antonio, I think, one of the most underrated players I played with. He's a ridiculous specimen. His understanding of the game was far beyond anyone given credit for. Intelligence, and his will to win, will to beat players and to be effective. He was you wanted him in your team. You want that on your team rather than against you all the time. He was a top player, top professional as well. Great lad. So I understand what you're saying. I don't think the styles... I couldn't think of another player who I'd probably match him up with more, which would be Patrice Evra, especially a young Patrice Evra. I think between the boxes, in our generation, I think Patrice was probably the best getting from one part of the pitch to the other between the boxes.
I don't think Paddy was a bit more technical.
Pardon?
I think Paddy's a bit more technical.
Than Pat?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's... I think quality and decision making, passing wise, I think he's got a lot to learn and needs to be coached. I think but I think he's got the similar attributes to Patrice. He's a great mover, great balance, willing runner, got a great engine, powerhouse. That's Pat between the boxes, right? And I think that he can improve defensively in his own box, but I think he can improve massively in his decision making and his pass choice in the final third. And I think if you can coach, I don't think there's much to coach him on in between the boxes. I think he's really good in between the boxes. I think he gets things right a lot of the time. He can power through, play 1-2s, play inside the pitch and keep running and get on the end of things. But then it's when he gets to the final third, it's that decision making, it's that quality of his final pass, which is lacking. And I think coaching him in those areas and simplifying the game, hit areas. Don't try and hit people. Don't try and pick people out sometimes. Just hit areas and simplify them moments. He gets into those areas enough in a game that if you coach him enough, I think he could become a very effective part of the team. But I think right now he's doing everything but the final piece, which is the right pass. You know, making the right decision in those areas. I think that in terms of getting up the pitch, and I still think that again defensively, I think he can learn a lot more. And I think that comes with games, that comes with good coaching. And I think there's a big responsibility on coaches to improve players in those areas. These are really fine tuning areas in either box, like working on little details, because I think he's got really good attributes to work with. And that's why I think about Patrice. Patrice, when he first arrived, was by no means the finished article. There was a lot to do. There was a lot to work on. But he had really good attributes that you go, you know what, if I'm basing it just off of this as the foundations, there's loads to go out here. If he's a willing learner and if he can learn.
So, Rio, why is it then that Diallo is getting the nod over Dorgu at the moment? Like, what is it that he offers that Dorgu doesn't?
I think that a bit more defensive stability. I think he plays behind the ball a bit more, when the ball's being developed. So he's a bit more of a security option maybe for especially in that away game as well today. I think he's more of I think he's more of a defensive option when you've got Ahmad on the other side, especially, who's going to be up the pitch as a winger more or less, and he gives you that little bit of security. But yeah, I think Diallo's been fighting for form. Dorgu's not been perfect in any of the games he's played, and I don't think, like, from his comments, the manager, he's totally happy with either.
Steve, quickly to ask you, what can be the solution then? Shaw at left wing back now that your boy Martinez is back from injury?
I wouldn't mind seeing Luke Shaw as a left wing back if that happened. I think there's a lot of things to like about him with that. The fact that he's left foot dominant is a big one, because I think when you've got this system, my main gripe with the Everton game last week was that we had Diallo checking back on his right foot on the left, and we had Ahmad checking onto his left foot on the right. So you put to cross the ball like that, you put the ball in the air. And you're putting the ball in the air against Tarkowski, which is hands down the dumbest shit I have seen on a football pitch in decades. You've got Mount, you've got Mbuemo, and you've got Zirkzee, even though he's 6'4", he's never jumped once in his life. Like, you are putting crosses into the box against Tarkowski, who's texting with one hand and winning headers with the other. Like, it was dumb. So I think having people that are they're strong foot dominant in those wide areas, and people misunderstood me when I said, and have them cross it. And they're like, oh, so you're saying still cross it? No, I'm saying get to the byline with your strong foot and then check it back. Let's go to the penalty spot. Let's go to the edge of the 6-yard box. Let's get those tap-ins from there. High quality chances rather than spamming it in the air like Trent used to do. It was a mad tight game. And it's Bruno delivering again with assists. Set plays, which I'm not happy about, because you've got to have more than one way to be able to score.
Hey, well, sometimes that's the way, mate. You can't blame him. You got to take what you can, you know?
But I'm worried. I'm worried about our chance creation. Zirkzee, Mount, and Mbuemo, they're all coming to feet. No one's going behind. I don't know when Sesko's coming back. Clearly something else has gone on with Cunha, because this bang on the head seems to have, kicked off with some concussion protocol or something, because he's just missing. We lose Ahmad and Mbuemo. It's a tough few weeks, man, and possibly a couple of months for United until AFCON's over.
That's the concern for me, is that whenever we've been doing well and we look good, we've had people running off the ball. And Mbuemo, Cunha especially, Sesko even running off things, or players running off of him. And if we keep coming to the ball and condense the pitch and we don't stretch teams, we're going to be too easy to play against. And that's going to be a big problem. Teams are going to be able to be on the front foot and be more aggressive against us and aren't taking a back step. And that's dangerous. But going back to Bruno, I think, like you see, he's overtook Paul Scholes into 4th place in terms of assists for the club. I think Premier League assists, he's only behind Becks, Giggs and Rooney. Like, he's in like legendary territory there. With them names, it's crazy. And I've seen some people talk about him and go, they'd be better off without him and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, are you crazy? Like, the geezer's playing in a holding midfielder's role and still creating more than anyone on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Still up there in the league in terms of chances created. Like, he's like, when I see him questioned, it just makes me sit there and go, what are you? You don't know football. You can't know football. And then I see people saying, he should be gone. He should be out. We get rid of him. He would unlock the others, and we'd be better off. Man United done that years ago with it was Texino. I'm shouting Texino out. So I maybe played a clip, because I sent it to the group the other day. I see him. I understand the argument. When Ruud van Nistelrooy was at Man United, he was scoring the goals. Got rid of him, and we went on to do so well and much better without him. The players that came in and took over that mantle were Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo and Louis Saha. Like, who have we got coming in to replace Bruno? Right? Who's going to take over that mantle? Who's going to take over that, and go, okay, I'm going to create the 60, 70 chances a season now. I'm going to score the 15 goals, and I'm going to create, and do the 15 or so assists as well. Like, who's going to do that? Like, who's going to spread it around across? Do you know what I mean? It's not the same argument.
Rio, they're saying that, and I agree with you now. I was one of those people who didn't know football, by the way, because I was just like, sell him. He's just his attitude, the whole thing about him, just get rid of him. But now,
attitude.
Now, yeah, when he was, listen, even your whole fan base weren't having it a few years ago against Liverpool when he was just like sulking and throwing his hands around. And
We were losing.
Yeah, to be fair to Rio was, I thought he was trying to get Bruno on the channel, but he was basically saying, no, he's a winner. And, sometimes that's what happens. And he would be like that as well. But it's taken time. And now I totally understand. But what I'm saying, Rio, is, though a lot of those people have said that if you sell him and you get the 100 million that was potentially on offer, if he had gone to Saudi, then you would have used that to be able to rebuild the team. You wouldn't take that money. Bruno stays regardless of his age and the money available.
No, listen, it depends who you're going to go and get. I'm just saying that if you get rid of him, don't expect that output to be really like taken on by somebody or two players. Listen, Mbuemo and Cunha are I think, going to do great for us, but they need a Bruno. They need someone who can supply the chances, because if he's gone, I don't see where that's coming from. And if you're going to sell him for 100 million, you might have to go and spend 100 million to have a chance of getting that. So it doesn't make sense. I think he's a wonderful footballer. He's the one that they look at when there's any time in a game when they need something. Every one of that team are looking to Bruno. So difficult to think of going anywhere else. But no, I think he's a wonderful footballer, and I think you need to kind of still keep building around someone like him, because I think he's that good of a footballer.
I mean, you just got to look at the chances created, Rio. Bruno Fernandes, 33 during the 25-26 season. Bryan and Mbuemo, 21. Saka, 21. Diallo, 19. Iwobi, 19. He's head and shoulders above the rest, and look how bad Man United have been so far this season, So
yeah, but there's one striking thing that tells you about the top chances created in the Premier League. There's 3 Man United players in there. Like, we just need to be able to finish the chances. We'd be different. We'd be further up the league if we had people that could finish the chances right now. Do you know what I mean? If we had a Ruud van Nistelrooy right now in our team, geez, God forbid, where would we be, guys? We could be dreaming, looking down on the others in the league. We could be looking down on Arsenal right now.
That threw it in his net for the first 5 games as well.
But no, I think that one of the big problems we've got, we chances created and scoring goals. We're going to lose Ahmad and Mbuemo for the African nations, right? And this is another gripe of mine about the African nations. Why is the African nations the only tournament that's during the season? It's the most disrespected national tournament. It just doesn't make sense to me how it is being played at this part of the season, which is detrimental to a lot of teams that have African players in them.
It's one of those where they're going to have to look at it. And I think with the rise of African football anyway, Rio, and voices such as, I know you're not African, but people such as yourself, people who hold a strong voice in football, I think that's the kind of stuff that you need to start bringing to summits, man, because I truly believe that it's getting more shine now, and you never know. It's all about speaking to the right decision makers, I'm sure.
The biggest thing as well, one of the things as well, is that African players are so prominent now. There's so many more African players playing on the big stage, on the biggest stage in the Premier League, in other European leagues and Champions League. So when them players are leaving, it's diluting the quality of the Premier League and La Liga and all the other leagues that we're talking about. So there's got to be a push for this tournament to be put in around the same times as the other tournaments that are going on. The Euros, do you know what I mean? The Copa America. Why are they played in the times when everyone's off, but the African version isn't? It's not nice.
Ste, I want to ask you, what do you think the impact will be of losing Mbuemo and Ahmed? What will that do to Bruno's positioning?
It wouldn't make sense to move him around, but they're definitely gonna, because there's not really a lot of other options. Have they been keeping Kobe on ice just to play him while AFCON's on? Madness, if so, but possible. But then, who's right wing back? Diallo? Okay. We are, and then behind that first 11, there is no one. There is just no one that he trusts. It doesn't feel like there's anyone knocking on the door. There's 4 or 5 players in the team which, if we had alternatives, wouldn't be playing. I'm certain of that. Which means that you're so far away from having competition for places. I mean, yesterday's performance with Casemiro, another good performance from him. There is no one in our squad that can do that. I'm worried, man. I am worried.
I'll tell you one thing, Steve. If I'm Kobe Mainu now, I'm probably sitting there for the last couple of weeks going, do you know what? I'm going to get myself razor sharp, majorly fit, and ready for when the African nations hit. Because if I don't get in a team then, what is going on? Because the manager could easily move Bruno even into the false nine if Sesko's not fit. He's done that before successfully. If Cunha's not fit as well, he can move Bruno to the left and play Kobe in the midfield. I think it's a big few weeks for Kobe Mainu in determining like how he feels about his role at the football club, how he feels about staying or going. This next few weeks are going to be telling in that department. So watch this space.
Guys, I want to move it on to the most important part of the pod. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Obviously, we saw the game today. Chelsea looked bang up for it, probably the biggest game of their season. Arsenal not quite so, which is understandable after putting 4 against Tottenham, 3 against Bayern Munich, and obviously having a little stroll today at Stamford Bridge. Should we be worried, Rio, because the performance wasn't as high quality as we've seen over the last 7 days?
I would argue that if I went back into my kind of how I'd be thinking after a game in a change room, a game of that magnitude, top of the table clash, Arsenal would have took a draw before the game. I'm telling you. If you ask any of the Arsenal, if you spoke to Declan Rice and the boys in that dressing room before the game and go, do you know what, if you could walk out of Stamford Bridge, regardless of what goes on in the 90 minutes, with a point right now, would you take it? I think they'd all say yes. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? You want to win, but I'd probably take a draw now, right? So regardless of what's gone on, yeah, they went down to 10 men. Sometimes it's much harder playing against 10 men. Everyone drops behind the ball. There's no spaces. And funny enough, Chelsea went 1-0 up with 10 men. But I just feel that I don't think this affects anything with Arsenal. They haven't lost. They maintain that, which is great. They're still on a good streak. They've been in relentless form, blistering form, banging goals in now. And they've changed that narrative in the last couple of weeks from being a set-piece, Tony Pulis, Big Sam-inspired team to being a team that can play, can create chances and score goals. So I think they've had a wonderful couple of weeks in building that momentum and that belief. And I actually am going to go as far to say, especially after the game against Bayern Munich in the week, I'm going to go as far as to say that I think there's teams now going up against Arsenal who are more fearful than anything about getting rolled over. And they're probably walking into that game going, how do we beat these? How do we match these physically? How do we match them in terms of ball retention? How do we get the ball off them? How do we defend it at set pieces? I think teams are going in the games against Arsenal starting to ask themselves a lot more questions than we've seen even in the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Rio, we played with a B team today. We didn't have Saliba and Gabriel. Right? We had 2 centre-halves that don't play together. Steve, you forgot that. We had Trossard, who's, been one of our best attackers, and, Martinelli started. We all know he's the impact man now. I mean, for me personally, what's that about, Steve? Go on. What?
Just wondering what the impact is that you think he makes.
Who, Trossard?
No, Martinelli.
Come on, Steve. Don't be a hater. He scored against City. Great assist by him.
All right. Get my ball up.
Exactly. So
right, yeah.
Let's behave.
Yeah, but you're still 5 points clear at the top from City. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we could win this by mid-May, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's usually when the season ends, Joel.
But I want to talk about Saka quickly, Rio. We spoke the other day, and in fact,
got another assist, has he? That must be 2 this year.
Yeah, but you said, Rio, he looked back to his usual self last weekend against Spurs. The man you can rely on. Again, Steve just said it, but brilliant assist for Mourinho. No.
Yeah, I think with Saka, when he's on it, man, he looks unplayable. He's got that strength like Salah. He's small in frame and size when you look at him, but do you ever see him when he get pushed off the ball? Especially when he's got his back to play or gets the ball side on. No, I don't really see people take the ball off him or put him on his arse or nothing like that. He's strong little guy. And he just Julian Lescott, I always think of Julian when I watch him because he says, listen, he makes the right decision at the right time, 99% of the time. Passes it when he should, passes it longer when he should, shoots when he should, creates a 1v1 when he should, and crosses when he should. He's very efficient and very effective. And again, it's a really nice assist, and I think he's one of those players. I think if he starts getting into form at the right time of the season, anything could be possible with the Arsenal team, because I think he's that important and he's that impactful.
Big matchup with Caicedo versus Rice today. Arguably the two best midfielders in the league at the moment currently, man. I really reckon that if Declan Rice wins the Premier League, he will be getting all the awards as it stands so far. But do you think Caicedo had something to prove today during the game, Rio?
No, I think Caicedo, in the position he's playing, has been the best player in the league this year. Holding midfielder, there's been no one as good as him in terms of winning the ball, aggression, controlling the pace of the game for his team, tackling, even creating. I think against Spurs, he won the ball and then created the goal at Spurs. I think he's been brilliant this year. But I think when people start trying to compare Caicedo and Declan Rice, that I
just
get it.
Both. Are you going to say just enjoy them both? Are you going to give us the
No. I'm just going to say I think if you think about Declan Rice, when a while ago he was playing more of a holding midfielder role at times. He's not playing that. They're playing different positions. Yeah. You know what I mean? So to compare them, I think is just not fair on either of them. I think they're very different, and I think as somebody who's going up and down and doing all parts of the game, swashbuckling player, Declan Rice is that guy. Like when he runs, when he travels with the ball, he just looks dangerous. He looks like he's hard to stop. Do you know what I mean? And even when he gets in and around the box, he's still creating. He can create. His dead ball situations now are speaking for themselves, whether it's a corner or a free kick. I just think there's layers to Declan's game. And listen, he doesn't look like he's never going to look like a Pedri or a Vitinha, but he impacts the game in a different way. Do you know what I mean? There's different ways to impact a game. You haven't always got to look beautiful and like an artist. And he might not be as beautiful and easy on the eye as those, but his impact and what he brings to his other teammates, that belief and that security and that, I got Declan on my team. I think Caicedo's got that now, though, with the Chelsea team. I think Caicedo plays for Chelsea and he's there and the other teammates are going, we got Caicedo today, man. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. That's what I think it is now. That's how important they are for their teams.
It's true. I'm dreading asking this question to Steve quickly. Arteta got criticised a lot for playing with the handbrake against Liverpool earlier this season, but he ended up with Saka, Madueke, Eze, Odegaard, Mourinho all on the pitch together. Do you reckon he's taken off this title of having the handbrake on? Steve, sensible answers only, please.
That's all I'm here for the truth and nothing but the truth and the whole truth. So help me God. Well, it obviously didn't work for him, did it? Because he didn't win against 10 men.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Rio, I'll move it on to you because I don't want to hear any more.
Let's leave it on here a second because I've only noticed it this season. And it's not been every game this season. But Reece James in the 6, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I like it. Listen, Reece James, you have to remember, went on loan as a youngster to Wigan and played centre midfield and was their best player.
Yeah, Wigan, and got a couple of Wigan fans. They absolutely love him.
Yeah, and it's not like, it ain't like this position's foreign to him. And I think that he's one of those players that no matter where you put him on the pitch, he'd probably be comfortable. I reckon he could play right-sided centre half and be a top player.
Have they only done it with him at Chelsea this season? I've only noticed it this season.
Maybe they've done it last season a few times. I'm not sure.
He switches it a lot because he'll play. Sometimes he'll play Malo Gusto there. Sometimes he does it. But I personally like to see Reece James.
I've never seen Gusto in the 6.
He's done it a couple of times. I've heard Chelsea fans complaining about it as well. They really don't because he does this, Maresca. He plays players like where they shouldn't really be playing. He'll do it with Tyreek George, and he loves to tinker a little bit anyway. But I'm not worried about them because they'll fall off. Also, I
think that I think they and City are way more of a threat than you're giving them credit for. You know what's going to happen? You're going to get to January or February. You'll lot start smelling your own farts, think you've won something again, fall off, and someone else win the league. How many times does it need to happen before you recognise the patterns?
Steve,
I don't agree with you, Steve. I think Arsenal win it.
Mid-May.
I think Arsenal win it. I've got to be honest, boys. But
he's got to go if he don't.
Nah, he ain't going.
Has he really?
Yeah.
Why? Does he really got to go if they don't win it?
Yeah. How can he not?
That's when that old saying, you got to be careful what you wish for, comes into play, because the grass isn't always greener. Ste.
Okay, I just want the same treatment the likes of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got at United.
But it's not going to happen because we're it's different culture, different clubs.
Different expectation being Manchester United and being Arsenal,
Yeah.
obviously.
And different times as well. Yeah, say what you want, mate. You guys are sacking managers like a merry-go-round anyway.
Yeah, so speaking of sacking managers, Arne Slot, Liverpool finally get a win and he's dropped Mo Salah. How toxic is training going to be tomorrow?
Yeah, Mo ain't going to be happy. Mo Salah is not walking into that training ground with any type of bounce in his shoes. He's walking in there thinking, rah. And you know what? A top pro is upset. A top pro ain't happy with that. And I wouldn't expect him to be bouncing into the training ground. But I'd be expecting him to come in and thinking, I'm going to show you and I'm going to work and you're going to see it and you better put me back in and I'm going to score and I'm going to improve. That's the way top players think. That's the way top players look at that as like, you are taking away what I love doing and what I'm great at. And you think that's going to be all right and I'm going to take that on the chin? No, sir. No, Mr. Slot. That ain't happening. And that's the response to Arne Slot we wanted.
But that's great. It's a lot of balls from Arne Slot, because from the grapevines I was hearing he had 2 games and 2 wins or he would have been gone. Now this is what I'm hearing from people that I know in the Liverpool camp. So
Joe, I was in Qatar, yeah. The last few days I was with Steven Gerrard. I was sitting there saying to him over some food the other day, listen, you need to sharpen your tools, mate. Sharpen the tools, get them ready, because you could be going back in as interim boss. That's what I was thinking. There were so many games coming up. I was just thinking, wow, I don't see Slot getting through all of these games in good enough condition. And I think the pressure from the terraces and the fan base might get too much, and they might make a decision. And in that time and that climate, someone like Steven Gerrard sitting there, the legend of the club, forget. He's 10 years at different clubs, but a legend at the football club, ready to come in and just steady the ship for him. I wouldn't have been surprised if Steven Gerrard had got a call.
Speaking of legends at Liverpool Football Club, Jamie Carragher said this week that Slot needs 7 points out of the games against West Ham, Sunderland and Leeds to stay in his job. Do you agree with that?
Oh, they're eating their own.
Steve's mad,
Rio, do you agree with that?
Listen, it changes every week. Do you know what I mean? He's won against West Ham now. You'll see it out to the end of the season. They'll probably be coming out and saying he's changed it. He's turned the road.
Sunderland. Watch.
Yeah, but so you just can't call it. Every week we'll hear a different story and a different version come out. And he's won the league last year. Do you know what I mean? Like, is it all gone that bad? Is it that got what? He's bought a few players and can't fit them in. What is it that bad really? Gonna sack him straight away. He was like God last year. He was God. Slot's a new Paisley. The new this, the new that. He's taken over from Klopp, took it to a new level. We'll see.
Yeah. I thought they were going to get Klopp back from sabbatical. But anyway, listen, the story doesn't end. It's going to end in mid-May, like I said earlier on in the pod a couple of times. But I want to say thank you very much for everybody watching. Rio, your commitment to the pod is outrageous. After being with Kevin Hart, David Beckham, Jessica Alba, the list goes on. You've still made it here to be with us today, so appreciate it. Ste, well done. Congratulations on the win, mate. You know what I mean? It's been a long one coming, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of the week now. Champagne's out. Myself, Joel Beya, I want to say thank you very much because obviously still 5 points clear ahead of Man City. Shout out to Crafted as usual. I don't even take this off anymore if I'm honest with you. I just shout with it and all sorts. And yeah, please make sure you check out the videos on the channel. We've got Sadio Mane interview that came out and that was outrageous. I thought Rio wasn't going to ask those meaty questions, but he did. He asked the Mo Salah questions. He asked what it was like when he got there, why he chose Liverpool over Man United. It was honestly one of the best interviews that I've seen. Do we have any more coming, Rio?
Yeah, we've got a few more coming. I can't tell you who, but we've got some. We've got one of the Premier League's all-time legends coming on soon. In the pipeline. Can't give you his name. Can I give him his name? No, I'll just wait. Let him wait. But it's one of the biggest legends in the Premier League that we've seen.
Love it. And if you ain't subscribed, yeah, we're on to you, okay? Like, share, comment, subscribe, the whole lot. We want to see it. Shout out to everybody. Rio Presents, signing out. Peace.